Guys, there is so much to software engineering and developing, and it's a lot of fun. We can be an expert in UI, we can be an expert in UX, coding, certain language, certain aspect of certain language, and there are a lot of discussions around many things. Some people, IDEs. A lot of people care a lot about IDEs, including myself. Some people care, some people don't. Are these things important? Maybe, maybe not. I think it is. Is this fun to talk about? Yes, it is. Is it it's just fun just nerding out on these things with other nerds? And I don't mean that in an offensive way. I consider myself a nerd, and I think it's just the fact that I am. And one of the things is about syntax highlighting. And someone's written a full article on this syntax highlighting, and it's not the first one, and it's not the last one for sure. But it's fun to listen to other experts what they think about syntax highlighting, which is what we deal with every day, but we don't necessarily always think about, and it's so dependent on the theme. It's a lot of things. So I wanted to have a read at this, what they have to say. Translation's Russian. So the title of this article: I'm sorry, but everyone is getting syntax highlighting wrong. Syntax highlighting is a tool. It can help you read the code faster, find things quicker, orient yourself in a large file. Like any tool, it can be used correctly or incorrectly. Let's see how to use syntax highlighting to help you work. Christmas lights diarrhea. Most color themes have a unique bright color for literally everything. One for variables, another for language keywords, constants, punctuation, functions, classes, calls, comments, etc. Sometimes it gets so bad one can't see the base text color. Everything is highlighted. What's the base text color here? Let me see. Is it... Is it red? Is red the base text color? The problem with that is if everything is highlighted, nothing stands out. Your eye adopts and considers it a new norm. Everything is bright and shiny, and instead of getting separated, it all blends together. Here's a quick test. Try to find the function definition here. Function definition, okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just too much highlighting. It's like what it says. I feel like it's just it's not highlighting. It's highlighting everything. I remember at school, this was back when I was like 12, 10, 11. I had friends who would highlight with the highlighter on the book everything, and I was like, why was the highlighter created? It's to highlight things, important sentences, words, and then comment on it. And if you highlight everything, it's like highlighting nothing, and it kind of gives me that vibe here. And here, this is for comparison. I think this is much easier to read. Some things stand out, your eyes go to that immediately, and yeah, it's more, the colors are more, gives more dimension, and this one, the colors don't give dimensions. See what I mean? So yeah, unfortunately, you can't just highlight everything. You have to make decisions. What is more important, what is less, what should stand out, what shouldn't. Highlighting everything is like assigning top priority to every task in Linear. It only works if most of the tasks have lesser priorities. If everything is highlighted, nothing is highlighted. I haven't even read this article, but yeah. Enough colors to remember. There are two main use cases you want your color theme to address. Look at something and tell what it is by its color. You can tell by reading text, yes, but why do you need syntax highlighting then? Search for something, you want to know what to look for, which color. One is a direct index lookup, color type of thing. Two is a reverse lookup type of thing, color. Truth is, most people don't do these lookups at all. They might think they do, but in reality they don't. Let me illustrate before. For me, I don't look this up. I don't know what color goes where, It's just for me, it's just a mental compartment. Okay, this is a different thing than this. Yeah. And so for me, that's what I use for mentally. So this is before, so we have this Christmas tree that we said before. This is after, so what's changed? Okay, there is this return error. It's spelled wrong. I can see that. Can you see it? I misspelled return for return and its color switched from red to purple. I can't. Here's another test. Yeah, so it's obviously really hard to see there's an error because there's so many other colors so that this error doesn't catch your eye. Here's another test. Close your eyes. Not yet. Finish this sentence first. Oh, you guys can close your eyes. I'll keep reading. And try to remember what color your color theme uses for class names. Can you guess it? Can you? If the answer for both questions, if answer for both questions is no, then your color theme is not functional. It might give you comfort, as in I feel safe. If it's highlighted, it's probably code, but you can't use it as a tool. It doesn't help you. Really? You have to know what color. So we have to go color to function to color. I don't know why that would be useful to know color to function. What's the solution? Here, have an absolute minimum of colors, so little that they all fit in your head at once. For example, my color theme, Alabaster, only uses for green for strings. Green for strings, I'm a big fan. Purple for constants. Yellow for comments. Light blue for top level definitions. That's it. And I was able to type it all from memory too. This minimalism allows me to actually do lookups. If I'm looking for a string, I know it will be green. If I'm looking for something yellow, I know it's a comment. But you don't often look for something yellow. You look for a comment. Yeah, or maybe just a way of saying it. Limit the number of different colors to what you can remember. Is there a benefit to that? I guess if you have a really long file and you're trying to find something specific, say you are trying to find a string somewhere, and you know that you're looking for yellow, you scroll, and then if you see a yellow, you stop. If you swap green and purple in my editor, it will be a catastrophe. If somebody swaps colors in yours, would you even notice? What should you highlight? Something there isn't a lot of, remember. We want highlights to stand out. That's why I don't highlight variables or function calls. They are everywhere. Your code is probably 75% of variable names and function calls. I do highlight constants, numbers, strings. These are usually used more sparingly and often are reference points. A lot of logic paths start from constants. Top level definitions are another good idea. They give you an idea of a structure quickly. Punctuation. It helps to separate names from syntax a little bit. And you care about names first, especially when quickly scanning code. Please don't highlight language keywords, class, function, if, else, stuff like this. You rarely look for them. Whereas that if is a valid question, but you will be looking not at the if keyword, but at the condition after it. The condition is the important distinguishing part. The keyword is not. That is interesting. But at the same time, another argument that could be made is that you look for the if first. If it's not an if statement, then I don't care. So maybe it makes sense to highlight if in that sense, but I don't know. Highlight names and constants. Gray out punctuation. Don't highlight language keywords. Comments are important. The tradition of using gray for comments comes from the times when people were paid by line. If you have something like this, of course you would want to gray it out. This is BS text that doesn't add anything and was written to be ignored. But for good comments, the situation is opposite. Good comments add to the code. They explain something that couldn't be expressed directly. They are important. I 100% agree with this. I think if the comments don't need to be there, then it shouldn't be there. If the comments need to be there when it doesn't need to be there, you should rewrite your code. And the comments should be written only if it's important. So yeah, I kind of see the point of this. However, it's kind of, maybe I just need to get used to it, but I find it kind of distracting too, because comments obviously doesn't get executed at the end of the day. Yeah, maybe it's something but I do like this simplicity. So here's another controversial idea. Comments should be highlighted, not hidden away. Use bold colors. Draw attention to them. Don't shy away. If somebody took the time to tell you something, then you want to read it. 2 types of comments. Another secret nobody is talking about is that there are two types of comments: explanations, disabled code. Most languages don't distinguish between those, so there's not much you can do syntax wise. Sometimes there's a convention: dash dash versus slash star. Then use it. Here's a real example for Clojure code base that makes perfect use of those type of comments. I never thought about this, but that's really cool. That's really cool. Disabled code is gray, explanation is bright yellow. That is cool. Light or dark? Per statistics, 70% of developers prefer dark themes. Me too, and you. Being in the other 30%, that question always puzzled me. Why? And I think I have an answer. Here's a typical dark theme, and here's a light one. On the later one, colors are way less vibrant. Here I picked them out for you. This is because dark colors are in general less distinguishable and more muddy. Look at hue scale as we move brightness down. That's interesting. I never thought that this is the reason. I thought dark theme is just easier on the eyes. But yeah, this highlighting thing also plays a big role, I imagine. Look at hue scale as we move the brightness down. So is basically in the dark part of the spectrum, you just get fewer colors to play with. There's no dark yellow or good looking dark teal. Nothing can be done here. There are no magic colors hiding somewhere that have both good contrast on a white background and look good at the same time. By choosing a light theme, you are dooming yourself to a very limited, bad looking, barely distinguishable set of dark colors. So it makes sense. Dark themes do look better. Or rather, light ones can look good, science. But there's one trick you can do that I don't see a lot. Use background colors, compare. Yeah, this is a really cool idea. I was going to say earlier that this person uses a background color, and I like this. It's easy to look at, it's clear, and it seems very friendly. The first one has nice colors, but the contrast is too low. Letters become hard to read. The second one has a good contrast, but you can barely see colors. The last one has both high contrast and clean, vibrant colors. Lighter colors are readable even when on a white background, since they fill a lot more area. Text is the same brightness as in the second example, yet it gives the impression of clearer color. It's all upside, really. But does that translate well to dark theme? That's what I wonder. UI designers know about this trick for a while, but I rarely see it applied in code editors. If your editor supports choosing background color, give it a try. It might open light themes for you. Bold and italics, don't use, and goes into the same category as too many colors. It's just another way to highlight something, and you don't need too many because you can't highlight everything. In theory, you might try to replace colors with typography. Would that work? I don't know. I haven't seen any examples. I would say no. I think typography takes longer to recognize to our eyes. I think colors is more effective in my opinion. Myth of number-based perfection. Some themes pay too much attention to be scientifically uniform, like all colors have the same exact lightness and hues are distributed evenly on a circle. This could be nice to know if you have OCD, but in practice it doesn't work as well as it sounds. The idea of highlighting is to make things stand out. If you make all colors the same lightness and chroma, they will look very similar to each other, and it will be hard to tell them apart. Our eyes are way more sensitive to differences in lightness than in color, and we should use it, not to try to negate it. Let's design a color theme together. Yeah, this sounds cool. Let's apply these principles step by step and see where it leads us. We start with the theme from the start of this post. I'm definitely not a big fan of this. First, let's remove highlighting from language keywords and reintroduce base text colors. Yep, so we introduced these white function, try, const, catch. Next, we remove color from variable usage and from function method invocation. The thinking is that your code is mostly referenced to variables and method invocation. If you highlight those, we will have to highlight more than 75% of your code. Notice that we've kept variable declarations. These are not as ubiquitous and help you quickly answer a common question. Where does the thing come from? Next, let's tone down punctuation. Okay, so we toning down the punctuations. That's really interesting because punctuations, they mark something. It's like this is the boundary of your functions, and I think they could be useful. So don't highlight them, but maybe keep them as they are. I prefer to dim it a little bit because it helps names stand out more. Names alone can give you a general idea of what's going on, and the exact configuration of brackets is rarely equally important. That's also true. But you might roll with base color punctuations too. That's more me. Okay, getting close. Let's highlight comments. We don't use red here because you usually need it for squiggly lines and errors. This is still one color too many, so I unify numbers and strings to both use green. Finally, let's rotate colors a bit. We want to respect nesting logic. So function declaration should be brighter yellow, then variable declaration blue. Okay, so rotated colors. Okay, compare with what we started. Okay, this is below is before, above is after. What do you guys think? So we have file name highlighted, place sound highlighted, constant highlighted, constant variable highlighted, and strings highlighted and number highlighted. I think that looks nice. I like that. I like the minimalism, and it highlights things. I like that. The only thing I might change is that I actually want to test with this dimmed brackets, see how it is. But my intuitive, I wouldn't dim them. That's the only thing. It's for sure much better than what we started with. In my opinion, we got a much more workable color theme. It's easier on the eyes and helps easier on the eyes and helps you find stuff faster. What about you guys? Do you like the number? Do you like the before or do you like the after? Let me know. And what changes you might want to make. Shameless plug time. I've been applying these principles for about 8 years now. I call this theme Alabaster, and I've built it a couple of times for the editors I used. VS Code, JetBrains IDEs, Sublime Text twice. It's also been ported to many other editors and terminals. The most complete list is probably here. If your editor is not on the list, I try searching for it by name. It might be built in already. I always wondered where these color themes come from, and now I became an author of one, and I still don't know. Feel free to use Alabaster as is, or build your own theme using the principles outlined in this article. Either is fine by me. As for the principles themselves, they worked out fantastically for me. I've never wanted to go back, and just one look at any traditional color themes gives me a scare now. I suspect that the only reason we don't see more restrained color theme is that people never really thought about it. Well, this is your wake-up call. I hope this will inspire people to use color more deliberately and to change the default way we build and use color themes. It's an article written by Nikki on the Tonsky.me website. I just love reading articles like this. Someone just deep diving on this very niche subject that quote unquote a lot of most people don't care about, but I care about this, and I love the fact that there are people who care about this, and how much thinking has gone into this article, how much time has gone into this article, and just feeling this love, passion that Nikki has for this kind of topic is just that's what I like, not only in the space of software engineering but just other people too. Yeah, it just even if it's in an area that I don't know anything about, that I have personally zero interest about, someone being crazy about it, someone being a nerd about it, yeah, that's so cool to me. And I would love to read their thoughts and just what they want to talk about. I just love seeing that, and those passion and love and genuine interest and just childlike curiosity. It's always, I find it so infectious, and I love it. So if you have anything like that, let me know down in the comments. What do you like? What do you do in your free time? Because if you look at what you do in your free time, you could be doing so many things. Reading comic books, watching YouTube, watching films, playing games. You might be doing so many things, but you choose to do something. And I think that tells a lot about your interest and your passions and your thoughts. And I think from that, it tells you a lot about where you should go in the future too, what you should do. And that's really fascinating for me. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know about this, what you thought of this article, and if you are willing to try this alabaster theme, let me know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, and like and subscribe. I'll see you. Bye.